On March 17, 2017, rural Defiance, Ohio resident Eric Bowers was given a second chance at a normal life when he received a kidney transplant at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center in Columbus. He received the kidney from rural Defiance resident Amy Kruse. The two never met face to face until after the transplant surgery. This is their story.
Okay, so I have 3 daughters, and my 6-year-old, Kenley, brought home a paper from first grade, probably the end of November, and it was a t-shirt benefit fundraiser that they were doing for Eric. So I was reading through it, and it kind of gave the basics. I wish I still had the paper, but it kind of gave the basic information about what the fundraiser was for and his kidney disease, and I think it probably, well, I know it mentioned that they were looking for living kidney donors. And when I was reading the paper, I remember just thinking that I didn't need another t-shirt, but I knew I had his kidney. Like, for me, it was just an automatic thing that I sensed that I would be a match. So
yeah, on the 22nd of February, I found out I was officially on the list. I got a phone call that morning to say, you're on the list. We've got some people sent some information in, so we'll be getting with you here soon. You should find out here shortly. An hour later, I got a phone call from the donor advocate saying, we have a donor for you. Can she have your information? She'd like to contact you. Yeah, absolutely.
I just knew. I just had a feeling. And for me, honestly, it wasn't a matter of if I would do it. It was just a matter of when the surgery was going to happen, because I sensed it. I never questioned it. It was just a positive vibe I got, so.
I was completely just dumbfounded, taken by surprise, because they tell you it can be 2 years or more before you can get a donor, or before you can get a kidney, whether it's from a cadaver donor or a live donor. I still get goosebumps about it because it's just an amazing thing. So
for her to do it was amazing. She just knew, and that's what she told me. You knew this is what you wanted to do. So, it wasn't,
Probably not much stopping me, huh?
Nope. She's pretty tough. I knew she was tough, and,
Yeah.
So.
I had waited a couple days to talk to him because I wasn't sure what he was going to say about it. But I mentioned it casually, and then I talked about it again another couple of days, and then finally I went on, got all the paperwork, filled it out, and I had actually sent it in the beginning of December, which was even before, I think your guys' meeting was December 13th. Mm-hmm. So I had already sent the paperwork in before they even were officially looking for donors.
She just told me about what was on that paper, and
I was thinking about being tested for it and what you thought.
And I was like, wow, it was quite a step.
Yeah.
But she, we talked more and about the whole situation, and I was just,
You were scared for the kids.
Right.
Lexi and Sierra are my 2 oldest, and they were supportive right from the get-go, and they were probably more positive and sure of it than he was at first. Mm-hmm. And then we didn't even try to explain it to my 6-year-old. There was no. Yeah. We did try, and she asked way too many questions. We're like, all right, never mind. But they have been unbelievably supportive, and they're say how brave my mom is, and so yeah, they've been. It's been a great team at our house the last several weeks. So, but they knew too that if I said I was going to do it, I was going to do it. So.
Until we talked to that doctor, we really didn't know, like the kidney actually gets, her one that she has left actually gets bigger, and it takes 70 or 75% of what it was 100% before. They took half away, and it actually gets up to like 70% of the original function of 2 kidneys. So that's neat. So after we talked to those doctors, I felt relieved.
Like I said, for me, it was already a done deal. For Scott, it was very reassuring because when we met with the transplant surgeon, we had an educational session they explain everything that what we're going to go through. And I think it was, like I said, it was a relief for him to hear a lot of the details and how it wasn't, in all honesty, when they say things like we've never lost a donor, and it's, for him, it's like, for them, they do over 200 of these a year, so it's a procedure that they can do with their eyes closed. So, I mean, I knew already. I think that was probably a turning point for him to reassure him that everything would be fine.
I'm very proud of my girl. So
I had started dialysis in January, had been off work since December, was not able to work. I was just struggling to get through work each day up until December, and finally I was walking patients down the hall at Twin Rivers, and I was the one falling, not my patients. So it just wasn't safe for me to be there anymore. So the doctor held off for a month, and finally I went to him. I'm like, you got to do something. I'm just in misery, just no strength, just tired all the time. All I wanted to do was sleep. So he put me on dialysis, which immediately felt better. And then we switched over to peritoneal dialysis, which is the one I could do at home. So we were processing, and that was one I could do at home. At least it gave me a life again. I was ready to go back to work. Literally the week before I was going back to work, I found out about the transplant, the date, which was 2.5 weeks after I was going to go back to work, which was fine. I went back and worked for a couple of weeks and stuff, but it was just, I was at that point, feeling good enough to work, but still was wore out at the end of every day, had no strength, mental clarity was affected. I wasn't urinating, or wasn't, I had all this toxin inside of me that was having to be brought out that way. So, and over the past year, it had been a gradual decline, a pretty significant decline. They told me a year ago, December, I was going to have a transplant. It's just a matter of when. The last thing I heard going down to surgery was somebody yelling from behind, "Eric, we'll be here to teach you how to pee standing up again since you're getting a woman's kidney."
We did hear that.
That was the thing. And then on Facebook, somebody had actually posted on the thing that, "Oh, now you're part girl," because I work with all women, so they made sure to point out that I'm now.
We knew that that'd be the only thing that
female.
would survive if we put a little female there, and so.
Yeah. So we didn't officially meet in person until Monday in the hospital.
After the surgery. Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, because I was
Sunday.
going home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday.
So we didn't actually meet face to face till after it was done. By the time when I was leaving, he was still kind of medicated
Yes.
and out of it. So that we just talked for maybe 5 minutes, and that picture that was on Facebook that was the meeting. Mm-hmm. And then I went home, and he probably went back to sleep.
I think I did.
I think it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's been, for me, the whole reason I think I did it was, like I said, I knew it was through God's grace that I was meant to help him, and thinking of his boy I have 3 daughters, so I couldn't imagine them not having one of their parents, and that was what I was thinking the whole time when I was going through this, and my goal was to get him to be a dad again, so.
I mean, I've said it more than once. I can't ever thank her enough. She's given me a life back. She's given my boys their dad back in this respect, because I haven't been able to be that person for a while, just with being sick, and now, it was just going downhill more and more. I plan on getting back to doing my strongman competitions and the things like that, but training with my boys, that to me is the biggest thing. It's been doing those things with the boys again. Being able to go out and throw the football with them and doing those kinds of things. I'm not so worried about taking off and going places and doing that kind of thing as much as I am doing physical things with the boys again, because I haven't been able to do it. I mean, even for the last year especially, but even prior to that, some of it was limited. So I just want to get back to doing that kind of stuff.